Good evening. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph and I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. So today we're doing a live album. It's one of the few live ones I've done. This will be the third one, I believe. This album comes from Paris and it's by Supertramp. I never owned this album. However, I've heard everything on it many times. For some reason, I just never got a chance. I've never actually even seen the album, but and it's not something when I was out looking, I wasn't really looking for this album, so I've just never seen it, but I've heard it plenty enough. And it is Supertramp. At one time, probably in the early part of this century when I started, I've had a couple of times in my life where I've discovered quite a few bands that I've known about, but maybe only had one album and just never followed them, and Supertramp was one of them. Supertramp, Jethro Tull, Genesis, who else? The Who. All these bands I've known for years, but only had either one album or a few songs or a greatest hits or something like that, and then they took off for me, and that's Supertramp was one of those bands. Played them a lot when I was on my trip when I went to New York when my daughter was 4. I took her with me, played that a lot. But this album has like 5 or 6 really, really good tracks, and the rest of them are not too bad too. It's split fairly evenly between Hodgson and Davies singing. I think most of the hits were done by Hodgson, but most of the more bluesy, kind of laid back kind of tracks were done by Davies. So anyways, I'll just go through it briefly. It starts out with School, really good track, lots of good piano and guitar on it, and that's one of Hodgson's songs. It also starts out with that really nice kind of, I think it's either a keyboard sax together or a keyboard and something like that together. I'm not quite sure. I couldn't really see too well. And I have to have my glasses or I will not be able to see any of this stuff. Okay, so then we have Ain't Nobody But Me, another Hodgson track, really good. Not too bad of a track. Well, another track I like a lot. Bloody Well Right, this is the first one by Davis singing. I like his piano opener on it, really, really cool. And you got Started to Laugh, From Now On, and then they get into the Logical Song, which is one of Supertramp's big songs, one that I like quite a bit as well, another one by Hodgson singing. And it's followed almost immediately by Breakfast in America, which is one of their biggest hits as well. Really good, really tastefully done. Hide Yourself Away, which is kind of an undersung kind of hit for them. I think this song is really good. Of course, it's Hodgson singing again. Of course, it's just one of those tracks that really grips you. Then we have Dreamer. Of course, was maybe their last big hit, I think. And Hodgson or last big hit live. It was a hit when it was live. I don't think it was a hit when it was on the album, but it became a hit when it went live. And some nice keyboards on this, and a really nice solo by Davies on this as well. Rudy, song by Davies singing, solo by Davies, and it has a nice piano opening right at the beginning of the song too, which I like. Soapbox Opera, Asylum, they're okay, good decent songs. Then you got Take a Long Way Home, nice harmonica solo from Davies on that, some good piano by Hodgson on that one, just some really good stuff. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm just picking on the two guys. The other guys all contributed fairly largely to, especially the sax player whose name I didn't write any of the names down. I just remember these two guys' names easily. Then we have Fool's Overture, which is the longest track on this album. It's got some lengthy piano bits in it, which are really good. I think this is the one, sorry, I'm just looking to make sure. Yeah, there's a harmonica solo note. That is on Take a Long Way Home. There was one with some really good sax on it. I made a note. Oh yeah, that's Logical Song. It has just fantastic saxophone playing on it. Just fantastic, man. And the last two songs, Two of Us, another Hodgson acoustic guitar and Hodgson singing, and then you also have the final track, which is Crime of the Century. Just an epic send-off by the group on this live tour. They're quite good live, and the thing I like about them live is because on the album you hear all the stuff they play, you hear all the music they play, but it's not always easy to figure out who's doing what. When you see somebody live, you finally get to see, oh yeah, it's him that's playing that, or oh, that's what that noise was. I thought it was this, but it would turn out to be something different. That's what I like about live stuff. And yeah, they did a great job on this. I think it's a very good live album. Doesn't get a lot of attention, but certainly they play all their great songs. The only song I wish they didn't play was Even in the Quietest Moments, which is one of my favorite tracks. They didn't play it though. They may have played it on subsequent releases of this live album. They may have put that track in there, but it wasn't on this original thing that I was looking at. So just a great album. I think it may be the best one it's coming in here on the 19th, so far as I'm concerned at this point in time, it's the best one. So tomorrow, Friday morning, we will be coming back with yet another one, another classic album from this year, from my favorites from the year of 1980. So please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated, and we'll be back to see you on the next show. Take care.